my OBS will not record, so I'm going to have to stream this. Wasn't intended to stream it. So that's going to be fun. I was like, okay, I've not made any like recorded videos for a long time. Let's go ahead and do something different. And then OBS is like, I'm not going to do anything. So I recorded about an hour and a half earlier on, and it didn't actually record, so that was fun. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of multiplayer. I was messing around with the skirmish mode earlier, but I think we're going to have a go with the big boys. I don't know how many people are actually still playing the game at the moment. It'd be nice if there were people. It says something about 20,000 being online. I don't know how many play in multiplayer. I don't know if it counts like that. So this is like a fleet that I was like kind of working on. This was one I hadn't actually tried as of yet. I'd gone through a number of iterations. The reason for this one that I settled upon is I'd gone from the Oberon, I'd been using the Apocalypse. I was really trying to find the niche that I liked. But the last one I had used was the Emperor class. The reason being the launch base. I was kind of worried about the launch base, and then I've kind of accepted, well, I'm going to have to accept a doctrine. I'm going to have to accept the niche that I'm going to be playing towards. Is there really a point having some fighter capability, launch capability? Yeah, it's nice. At 1.2, it's going to be tough. So what I've decided upon then is something more punchy, if I can manage that. Which I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I kind of like the Grand Cruiser, so I kind of wanted to get a Grand Cruiser in here. I could have gone for, like, Overlord, like, a third Overlord, maybe something else, and drop the Cobras. I may yet drop the Cobras. Ooh, I might drop the Cobras. I'm going to drop the Cobras. Let me go ahead. So if I take a look at the Vengeance, I like the Grand Cruisers because, obviously, they do have that 2,000 hull. It's only a little bit less, it's 400 less than the actual BB. They do have the 200 shields. I'm looking at the Overlord. They do have the 600 shields, so they do have that. They have 400 more HP than actual battle cruisers, which is about the same as the line cruiser. What I like as well is they do have that increased boarding damage, which is pretty good. They do have 2 extra troop number compared to the 18 of the BB there. I don't know, they seem pretty cool like that. I think what I like about these guys is the fact that, well, the Grand Cruiser Vengeance has the plasma macros, and it has the heavy lance battery. The interesting thing is, I think the only other one, there's a couple of cruisers that actually use the heavy lances. The Dauntless has the heavy lance, which is really awesome. But the heavy lance is like, I mean, you could have like 2 Dauntlesses, and a little bit, yeah. For the Vengeance, you can have like 2 Dauntlesses, but then you're missing out on the heavier firepower. How you doing there, Brass Monkey? Yeah, I like the Imperial Navy. I'm most used to the Imperial Navy. It was the ones I played in Battlefleet Gothic 1. So I kind of stuck with them for the time being. I'm not too sure how I feel about this as of yet. I mean, there's a Gothic, which I'm going to obviously drop now. I could go for maybe another Vengeance class, perhaps. Well, I can't go for another Vengeance class. I might have to drop the Overlords to something. Do I really want to go for... Well, then again, these guys do have the macros, don't they? They have the macros, they have the Lancers. Do I want to have 2 Overlords? I'd like to have some escorts in here. I'd like to have some light cruisers. Cruisers are really awesome. The 120 here, I could maybe go for the cheapest, which is the Gothic, which does have the Lancers. And that's kind of useful. It's only 9,000 range, but 9,000 range is pretty good. The Lunar class is kind of a weird one. It's nice that it has the Lancers, it's nice that it has the macros, but it's not particularly graded either. At least in the Gothic, it commits to the Lance batteries, which are 100% accurate, which is very nice. I could go for some Dictators, which do have the launch base. Maybe I'd try for 2 Dictators. That gives me some points. I could get a Cobra in here, perhaps. I could maybe get, like... No. God damn, 1 point shy. Damn. That's annoying. Indeed, may you purify the Empire's enemies in his fire of righteousness. Indeed. If only that was 33 points. That'd be beautiful now. I don't think we're going to get that, unfortunately. Sucks. I could make it work with the Oberon, but I'm going to try the Retribution. The Retribution being a straight-up brawler, to be honest. I'm going to kind of go for like a brawly build, maybe. The Dictators are useful because obviously they do give us that launch capability. I may just have to accept that I'm going to have just the one here. In which case, what could I afford? Could I afford something like an Endeavour? No, can't afford an Endeavour. Tough times. Tough times. Indeed. I feel like I'm losing out on a lot of mobility here. How could I do with Dauntlesses? So I could afford 3 Dauntlesses. And 1 Cobra. But is that worthwhile? Perhaps not. 154. That gives me that. So I can't afford 3 Gothic class cruisers. Yeah, this is where I could spend a long time trying to decide here really as to what I want. That's the problem. I do like, let's see, can I get a Dauntless in here? I'm just shy of getting a Dauntless in there. That's a shame. I could get 2 Firestorms in there and... Ooh, goddamn shy. That's annoying. Now, Defiance 139. Yeah, it's a tough sell here. I'm going to have to... This is what I was talking about earlier. If I try to really diverge too much, I do find it difficult. These guys do have the torpedo launchers, which are quite nice, though. Gothics are crit ships as lancers, yeah. Well, that's it. They do have a critical chance. I'm going to have to really decide on on what I want to do here. Do I really want to... The Gothics are good with that. But then, is there something I could have that is superior to that? The amount of ships is worth having as well. We do have to have a decent number, otherwise we are going to be somewhat overwhelmed. I could maybe go for... Yeah, I don't know. Can I get a Dauntless in there? Just shy get a Dauntless in there. I could maybe get something like an Endeavour or an Endurance in here. We have some Lancers in here, torpedo launchers. Torpedo, macro, light, macro. What I may do then is, let's see, we do have an Exorcist here. Now, the Exorcist does have the... Well, maybe I just go for an Exorcist then, because that actually does fix what I wanted. It does give us another Grand Cruiser, and I think then what we'd want to do is have a couple of escorts, really. Yeah, Avengers are really interesting because they do have those light macros. I do agree about those. They're very intriguing. Like, they do have a pretty high rate of fire, which is really quite good at suppressing the enemy shields and just really getting that damage in there. It's a hell of a broadside. It's not particularly damaging as such. I mean, only 7, but I mean, that's 9-second reload. It's a very low chance of critical, but it's just that DPS. I don't know how it compares, really. We'll see. I do like the Vengeance because it gives us some pretty oomph. But we'll see. I might just go for a couple escorts here. A few Firestorms, perhaps, or a few Cobras. We do have the Widowmaker. The Widowmaker having the identification range, it also has the Sensors attribute, which is quite useful. It depends, really. What do we have there with the sword? The sword has the double barrel light macro turrets. We have a Falchion. Yeah, what do I want from that? I mean, I'm lacking torpedoes. I could potentially go for something like that. Now, I don't gain the torpedo capability. Sorry, I don't gain the sensor capability that I would have preferred to have had. And I don't know if this is really the build that I do like. I mean, this is what I like about this game, instead of that build. Really going over the builds. This guy, I mean, this is it. Is there much use to him? That's the problem. I can't afford anything else. Having the Dauntless there with the heavy lance is quite nice. Do I want the Exorcist? I don't know if I want the Exorcist. I mean, this is it. It'd be nice to have. I'd love to have a larger fleet. And I could probably get more in here if I dropped a BB as a flagship. And maybe I do drop the BB as a flagship. I think what we have to decide then is what we're doing here, because I have a Vengeance class. The Vengeance class has the Plasma Macro, it has the Heavy Lance. The Retribution here has the Plasma Macro and the Lances, but it doesn't have Heavy Lance, and it has a singular Lance turret. Now, granted, that is a 270-degree arc of fire, which is useful. I never use Cobras as micro heavy. Yeah, I mean, that's the only problem in this game, because you can't zoom out too much, it's really hard to micro. What I might go ahead and do then is we do have the Apocalypse class. Now, the Apocalypse is decently armoured, it has a lance batteries, it has the Nova Cannon. But do I want an Apocalypse as our flagship? I mean, you look there, we've got an Exorcist there at 268, and an Exorcist is... It's a very interesting ship, but it lacks in terms of actual oomph to it. I could go for an Apocalypse as a flagship. Now, we do gain something nice there. We have the attribute here, Overlord, Overlord Lancers, so while in lock-on stance, the range of the Lancers increased by 13. Yeah, so it increases to 13.5. Now that's the cheapest, and I do like the BBs. I do feel that they actually do provide like a solid backbone. They're usually the ship I keep best protected because they have that consistency to them. They're one of those things where the enemy can concentrate their fire upon them, but they're the ships that can take it better than anybody else, for the most part. From the front, at least. They do have that armor. Having the Nova kind of gives me some long-range firepower, which is useful. I can use that to prevent the enemy from kiting me to a degree. So this is the thing about this game that I like. I've spent about 10 minutes already talking about it. I'm just going over builds. And then there's all the other factions I've yet to even really get into yet. So now the big question is, how do we compare the Grand Cruisers? Can I justify the Grand Cruiser? Because we have the Avenger class Grand Cruiser over here, which does have all that macro, but it's only light macro. The Vengeance is running here at 18k range with the macros, the plasma. And then we have a Heavy Lance batteries, which are running 13.5. They've got 15 damage. Now, do I have anything that exceeds that lance capacity? Well, that lance capability. I think the Oberon has a super heavy lance. Yeah, 15. So 15 versus... Is it 15 still? No, 18. No, it is 15. 7.5. Okay, well that's interesting. Number of attacks, 2. 7.5. 4.5. So that's a higher critical chance. But that's not bad. That actually really... that compares quite nicely there. So the Vengeance gives me that macro, gives me that lance capability. I do like the actual Dauntless for the fact that it does have a heavy lance itself, and that is that's some oomph there at 24. That's some real oomph. It's 8 seconds. It's only 9k range, but the fact is it's a 90-degree arc of fire, which is nice. It's got 12% there critical chance, which is pretty amazing. And it does have a double barrel light macro. It does have a light macro batteries, which is quite nice. Useful to have. Useful to have. And I might go for them, perhaps. But then we do want to have something that can actually stand up. But the issue is it's a 30-point plus a jump over here to the cruiser. And it's like, is that worthwhile? The cruisers are great, but they're usually... Well, they're mostly broadsides. And then we have the battle cruisers where we do have some arc, well, firing arcs. But I mean, this is it. I could go then for the Grand Cruiser Avenger, which... When you compare that to something similarly priced, I mean, the Dominator's quite close there. If you wanted Lance's Chaos at best... Well, yeah, Chaos is very kitey like that. I mean, this is it. I'm looking for something that could take the shields down and then really deliver a punch, perhaps. Maybe we do go for some Avengers. I can get 2 Avengers in there. Maybe we do go for the Avengers, perhaps. Having that DPS could be quite useful. Obviously, they do have defense turrets, which is very good. And I can get a Cobra Widowmaker in there. I guess we go for that. Yeah, I'm okay with that, I guess. Though for the points of the Cobra, I could probably upgrade the Avengers to the Armageddon class. The Armageddon is used because it has a 270-degree lance turret, pair of them. Has a heavy lance batteries, it has a heavy macro batteries, it also has torpedoes, which is very nice. It has a spur too. The Vengeance has a spur, but it doesn't have any turrets. Well, what we'll do then is see if I can drop the 2 then, pick up 2 Armageddons. How do you guys feel about that? Because with the Armageddon, I'm gaining 2 Lancers that can actually fire at distance. We are getting torpedoes. I am dropping about 200 in shields and... Well, I'm dropping about 400 in shields in total and about 800 in terms of hull points. We're dropping troop numbers, we're dropping defense turrets. Yes, I think we are dropping defense turrets. No, I think they're about the same, actually. So, how do you feel about that? Is it worthwhile? Am I doing the right thing here? I'm gaining more in weaponry. I'm gaining more in utility. I could potentially have the Armageddons to run back up for the most part. I do still have a couple points. I could even potentially go to the Overlord. Now, what is the difference between the Overlord and the Armageddon? The Overlord does have the plasma macro batteries, which is superior range, quite good range. Has a lance turret, and it has the torpedo. Heavy lance battery, heavy macro battery. 21 damage, 15 damage, 12 second, 13.5, 13.5. The lance turrets are nice over the 18k range, apparently. There's only the 2 there with a number of shots being 1 each, it seems. They have the Plasma Macro, which is 18, 4.5. That is a higher critical chance. 21, 5.25. 18. So we have less damage on the Plasma, but we have increased range on the Plasma. Losing a lot of macro firepower. Yeah, the Avengers are nice for that, with all the macros. I might go for the Overlords because we do... I mean, versus the Avengers, yeah, we lose the light macros, but that's 7 damage versus 18. Obviously, it's not as great of a fire rate. But I retain the Lance turrets. I think I will go for the Overlords. I'll see how it goes. I'm not particularly happy that we don't have any escorts. I feel like we could have done with some escorts here. But I guess we'll see how it goes. Now, Shoreburn torpedoes. I don't have every skill as of yet. What do we have here? Navigation shield. Navigation shield's an interesting one. It's useful because it's just, yeah, you don't have to use like brace for impact to go through like asteroid fields without taking any damage. But I don't know. Improved augurs, power ram, auxiliary shield, honor pattern weaponries. So that would increase the range of the flagship. I don't have that much really. I might go ahead and increase the range of the flagship perhaps. Yeah, those lances are only 9k, aren't they? But actually no, it does have that, so that does increase their range. It's got the heavy macro turrets and then over. I don't know, is it worthwhile just to buff the flagship alone? I might be able to justify it this time. I might be able to justify it this time. That'd be useful to be able to camp in the fields, in the asteroid fields. So that's where light cruisers come in handy too. I mean, that's useful to have the speed of the torpedoes. That only buffs the macros. Is it only buff the macros? Is that because I've already got the lancers being buffed too? I mean, it doesn't particularly bother me too much. Having the longer range macros is pretty good. I think I'll settle for it for now. I guess I will go for that. The brace for impact is obviously a good thing that can do that. Well, we'll see, we'll see. I guess we'll try this event, so... I don't know if we'll find a match. We found a match, apparently. Hopefully my connection's good. Hopefully we'll be okay. I've not played many games. I played a little bit earlier today against the AI. I was playing it in the hardest difficulty, but does that even matter me playing against the AI? Did have some very interesting games. I don't know what our matchup is going to be like. We're lacking escorts. I feel like we do have some... Okay, we're fighting against the Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, the Adeptus Mechanicus is going to be an interesting opponent. It depends on their rank, of course, and how experienced they are. I don't know, we'll see. It's not a terrible matchup. I suppose it's... What is Mechanicus good at? The Mechanicus are going to be decently long range, perhaps. I'm not too sure. I've never played against the Mechanicus. They were not in game... Excuse me, were they in game 1? I can't recall if they were in game 1. We'll see. But they're not too fast. They will Nova you to death. Very nice. Okay, so we do have our BB here, the center. We do have our... Well, which is why we're going to have to get in close to a degree. I think what we'll have to do is obviously, like, keep our distances somewhat. Yeah, keep a distance, really. Spread out is what I'm trying to say. But I can't English. I hate how it's sorts things. I hate that so much. Let's take a look at the actual battlefield then, first and foremost. I love the music of this game. So, we do have a lot of fields over here. I do have the asteroids over here. The center's not too bad, but as all the cruisers have Novas. Oh, do they have all Novas? Wow, that's pretty nasty. So I really want to have them separated and then come in together at some point just to try and, yeah. The difficult part is I'm lacking speed, but then again I think every ship has the same speed here, so that's not too bad. What we're going to do then is have the BB have it there in the center. Just have the Grand Cruisers here for the time being. I will go ahead and have these guys deployed over here. What I could do is have the brace for impact actually activated from the start, perhaps. That does decrease the amount of damage to the actual hull. It decreases the actual accuracy of our turrets. Morale losses resulting from ramming and astral collisions are nullified. So what range am I looking at here? 9k. Should have that upgrade. I'm not too sure about that. It's got that there, but that doesn't seem to have been buffed. But I guess we'll see. I might go for something like this. I think I will go for something like this, and then at least we can actually cover ourselves to a degree there. So what I'll do then is I'll have these guys in lock on. Oh, are these the Overlords? Oh, I guess I'll have them in lock on. Well, actually, no, these guys should be in the different position, but that's okay. We'll just... bucket it.
Your orders?
Right. I'll hold on for the time being then. So, these are the Overlords. I'm going to make the Overlords Group 1. So, they are up front, which is pretty good. What I'm going to have them do then is move out this way. I do need to go ahead and secure objectives here, so that's going to be a difficult point. That's something we have to bear in mind there. Move up there to a degree. Oh, it's only if locked on, right, gotcha. So then lock on now. Yeah. Oh, it's the Lancers that they have. Sorry, I was thinking... Yeah, wow, shit, that's a lot of range.
We wait your command.
Okay.
We serve.
So we have those bad boys. Right, let's see.
You have seized a strategic area.
Course engaged.
We are gonna have to go forward to some degree here. You maintain that maximum distance. Now, engagement sides. So let's set to broadsides here. Okay. Now, I do have the torpedo capability. Let's see. I'm going to try to utilize this. Obviously, he's going to be aware of where I'm moving here to a decent degree. I'd like to get in there. Now, I need to make use of the actual terrain here. So we have gas clouds over here. I do have asteroids towards this end. I also do want to make use of that broadside. That is what I have. I don't really want to be piling up too much. Good luck, have fun. I was talking too much there to actually put out the good thing. Right, okay. So I want to get them into position here to be able to launch torpedoes from the flank. Now, he's spread out to a good degree here as well. I feel like I'm going to get my ass kicked, but we are going to see about that. I'm not used to the actual... whatchamacallit? Macros. Speaking of macros. Now, this is when I would have preferred to have had... I mean, I do have my own Nova, so obviously he's put down the Nova there. So I do have that going for me too. So put our own macro. Sorry, our own Nova. God damn, I can't speak. Alright. Navigate there. Right. Turn this way. Gonna have them hold position in a second. Okay, I'm somewhat spread out. It's not too bad. I'm gonna put that down out shortly. I'm gonna actually move it this way. That's not particularly great. I'm gonna have to burn that. I probably won't escape that because it's a little slow off the mark. Or at least I could try to dodge most of the damage. Yeah, just caught in that, but not super bad. Right, have you turn. Actually, you hold that position there. Right, just maneuver there. Ah, that's not good. We'll have to just take it for the time being.
Engaging engines. Enemy sighted.
Right, so he's always going to keep on doing that, so we are going to have to move up. Okay. Right, moving. Not going great so far, but we're not doing too bad. Right, we're going to have to put some pressure on him, really. Try to not do that. He's got an Arc Mechanicus over there. Board that. I was wondering why that wasn't moving.
Engines.
I do need to play the objective game too.
Your orders.
I'm gonna have you move a little bit out of there.
Cruising speed set.
I need that set on where they actually
We wait your command.
move towards the enemy anyway. Auto engagement, just keep that going.
We wait your command.
Right, so I'm lacking here on actual knowledge of the enemy.
Your orders.
So I'm gonna go ahead and fire some torpedoes.
Ship ready.
Right, okay. Repairs there.
Enemy sighted.
Okay, lightning strike shortly.
Aye, Admiral.
I've got to be
The enemy
aware.
has seized a strategic area.
Right, okay, we need to try and take down shields. Lots and lots of nerve cannons.
We wait your command.
Avoid that. Not doing super well.
Initiate emergency repairs.
Okay. Board that.
Ship ready.
High speed.
Maximum burn.
Move up there. Board that.
Enemy sighted.
Right, hold off there.
Setting course.
I will have you fire that, and then we'll have you turn.
Our borders
So I'm gonna have to go.
internal damage.
Okay, got you off there, which is not good because I haven't been microing that properly. Turn shortly. Fire torpedoes.
Heading acknowledged.
Right, you're going off in the wrong direction here. But I am going to have these guys in... I think brace for impact.
We serve.
Let's see. I'm going to go a whole ahead full on that one. Get that nice ram in there. Get on there.
Your command.
Okay.
Engaged.
Not super good so far. I could definitely have microed this a lot better, but we're not doing too bad. Not yet, anyway. Get out of there. Right, use that. Okay, I want to get in there to get the additional boarding on. That's not good. Oh, no, that's out. Oh, that's my ship. Never mind. Okay. Rally will be useful shortly. I still have the Novas. Right, let's make sure we coordinate this firepower. Right, try and take out these guys.
The enemy.
Did I have a... Did I... Oh, I've only had... I feel like I've lost... Yeah, I've lost a ship, haven't I? Yeah, I didn't even... That's funny. Right, get that Nova down.
Our borders have caused internal damage.
Right, let's see. Board there.
Accumulated 25% of strategic.
Why are you not moving? Move. There we go.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Fair.
Boarding teams have crippled the enemy.
There we are.
We wait your command.
Let's get that ram out there. That's going to do a lot of damage.
Your orders.
There we are.
All is lost.
Ooh, that's not good. Okay.
Your orders. Reporting successful boarding action.
Ooh, let's get that in there. Brace for impact. And go full forward. Execute that, Commander.
Brace for impact.
I don't know if we're doing enough on that. Right, steal these guys.
Cruising speed.
Okay, I do have my boarding soon. He's calling for arms here.
Aye, Admiral.
Need to go ahead and get these guys in here. I'm not doing super good here.
Underway.
Okay. Torpedoes would be excellent here. Lightning strike.
Boarding teams have crippled the enemy.
Get moving.
Understood.
All these Nova cannons are kind of annoying. That's a drifting hull, so we dealt with the big ship.
Engaging. Execute high energy turn.
Just launch some torpedoes out that way.
Ship ready.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic.
Okay, turn about. Ooh, execute that. Yeah, can't have you gone. His big ship's gone though.
We serve.
Okay. Is that my ship gone too?
We serve.
Nope. Oh, it's over here, that's why.
Possible, Admiral.
Okay, repair.
Damage team, begin repairs now.
I've not been making best use of these modes here, actually.
For the Emperor.
I need to get used to the actual,
We wait command.
The enemy has seized
What do
a
we call it?
strategic area.
thingies.
Course engaged.
Okay, repair. I was hoping I could get the macro, so to get the Nova. Let's get the Emperor class into action here.
Your orders.
It's not an Emperor class, but you know what I mean. Pick a side, any side, as long as it's the right side.
Targeting enemy vessel.
What range am I looking at? I'm well within range, so me and reload would be fine here. Let's go for reload. Right, go back to normal. Let's go for lock-on. Do I want to go with lock-on? I think reload would have been fine. Which side do I want to have here? I want to have them like engage properly. Still have melter torpedoes here. They're saying well played, but I could have done far better there. That could have been better. That wasn't... Oh. Does it just take you to here? I thought it was going to take you somewhere else. Okay. Oh, that's why. That wasn't great. You don't move when firing a Nova. Right, okay. I see. That could have been better. That could have been far, far better. What do you guys think then? What should we go for improvements? I think my micro wasn't on it. Micro could have been better. Yeah, it could have been worse. We still won. That was difficult because he had the Nova. Oh, I forgot to take these. Oh, I forgot about those guys. I forgot about them. Yeah, oh, okay. I forgot about the technical skills. That would have been very useful to have there. Unfortunately not, there's you. You have like a lot of classes to choose from. It's essentially the digital version of the board game, Battlefleet Gothic. I actually have the Battlefleet Gothic box set under my bed. It's still got new stuff in it. It's been open, but still new. I've got 2 rulebooks as well. One day I'd like to play it, but I just don't know if I'll ever like use the actual sprues until they maybe break something out in the future, or I just like get some 3D printed stuff. Who knows? Potentially might be an inheritance under there. Yeah, so I could have done with these guys. I forgot about those. That's my bad. At least we have that then. So, how did we feel about that? I feel like the Apocalypse actually did pretty well. I feel like those Lancers were really quite good, but I mean, this is it. This guy, when he's in lock-on stance, he has 13.5k range anyway, so am I really getting the best use out of that? By giving him even more range? Am I getting that? I really... Yeah, I don't know, right. I think the Vengeances did fairly well. I think they definitely did pretty well. The Overlords, I should have been microing better. I've really got to use these guys as a pair. I think we'll give it another go. This time, it would be helpful if I actually had light skills. I forgot to choose them, and that cost me. That did make things harder. But hey, there you go. I won without even having skills. I mean, that's just reality anyway. Disruption bombs are useful. Stasis bombs are fab. Auger probes. Auger probes are a great thing to have. Guess we'll go with that. I do like the red. Red colour scheme's nice. Supercharged void shields. Plasma bomb. Auger probe. Stasis bomb. Yes, I'm pretty slow. I need to try and pin the enemy. So we'll go for another game at least then and see how that goes. Did you guys enjoy the first one? I mean, this is it. It's like, I'm not appreciating the actual beauty of the game. I'm trying to actually think, shit, how am I going to play this? I feel like I'd be a lot better at this game if I could actually zoom the hell out. I feel like the game's zoom isn't particularly great. Yeah, try repairing a lot more. Yeah. I need to remember the actual, what do we call it? Hotkeys. Hotkeys would be good. But that was pretty good. I mean, to be... I don't know, I didn't look at his actual experience, but... we were playing with a handicap by not having skills as well, the technical skills, so at least that was pretty cool. Mechanicus. I mean, how does Mechanicus stack up as an opponent for the Imperium? Not too bad. I mean, it's quite similar. I mean, he had a couple Nova Cannon. I think the thing that we had going for us was the fact that our borders were really doing quite a lot of damage. I feel like they were doing quite a bit of damage. It had a bunch of escorts that weren't quite punching through enough, but I mean, this is it. We had the Grand Cruisers, and Grand Cruisers just have that extra, like, oomph to them. And I did lose quite a bit of, a lot of HP, and I lost my shields at the start on the Overlords. Well, on a Overlord, probably 2 Overlords, because I wasn't microing them correctly. So we had that HP knocked off at the start. I feel like we did greatest when we actually got in between him. So that was quite good. The same cruisers, they just have Nova as well. Is there a detailed battle report? No, unfortunately not. I don't think you can replay either, so this is like the best things you get for a replay, I think. Okay, we're facing off against Necrons. That's interesting. Necrons are quite cool. They can teleport, so that's going to be an interesting thing to deal with. They have no shields, they do regenerate, and they can cause some big problems. I think what we're going to have to do is obviously just essentially focus fire. I love the red-black colour scheme, sorry. The red and black. Sorry, the red and silver colour scheme. It's amazing. That's cool. I think I need to adjust the audio. Some things that should make sounds are not making sounds. But I guess we'll see. Let's see. Good luck. Have fun. Right, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the actual Overlords as a group together. I think everything just needs to be grouped together for the most part. Yeah, but beware the Nightmare Shroud. 2 and then 1. So you need to be in lock-on. These guys here, they do have plasma macro, so they do have a range. Range isn't a problem for them. I think reload's probably a good thing to go for. Having that reload is pretty nice. These guys... What do we have here? Plasma macros, and they have the range. Maybe reload. Maybe reload. I think reload, actually, because it does also have a impact on the combustion gauge. And I really want to get good with the combustion gauge. So I'll have these guys here. I've actually got skills this time. So that's cool. The skills that pays the bills. And I do have a Nova Cannon, which is awesome, so that gives me something to work with. We do have a stasis, so what I'm going to try to do then is like try to bait him out by using... I'm going to see these... I think these torpedoes have effectively infinite range. I don't think they ever end. Oh, he's heading out this way. I've got to go ahead and secure objectives, so that's something to bear in mind. And this is where having stuff would be great. Let's fire over that way and then get moving.
Cruising speed set.
Okay.
Aye, Admiral.
He's going to be, of course, aware of me, but that's okay. Nova Cannon doesn't have that range, has amazing range, but not that much. Let's go ahead and send the Augur probe out. I should have sent that out to begin with, but we'll go ahead and do that.
Ship ready.
Right, okay, so we're capping that. We have torpedoes underway. They might get destroyed in the... I want to say minefield, but it's not a minefield. Asteroid field. So, bear that in mind.
You have seized a strategic area.
So seize the objective there. His Augur probe is coming in. Let's go ahead and turn. He already knows where we are. I'd like to go ahead and send a ship out that way to cap that objective, but I think I'm going to go ahead and grab this one here. I can actually already launch torpedoes again, which is pretty amazing. Now, in all honesty, right now he's seen us as red dots. Do I want to just go ahead and speed boost? We're behind in points here, but I'm going to go ahead and get aggressive. I think I'm going to try and take his objectives here. There's one objective there, which would have been great. If I had an escort, that'd have been amazing right now. But I don't. Oh, we actually hit one. Shit. Nice. Nice. That's very cool.
Ship ready.
Stasis and Novas are really hard to use versus Necrons. Yeah.
We wait your command.
Okay. So he's sending out some ships there.
We wait your command.
But we see a Grand Cruiser. Right.
Aye, Admiral.
Okay. Still only gained 1 point here.
Aye, Admiral. Engaging engines.
Let's see. He's turning about here. Okay.
Setting course.
Brace for impact. Increase that accuracy.
Your orders?
Right.
We serve.
This ain't gonna be pretty. Ain't gonna be pretty.
Coordinates acknowledged.
But at least we can shoot at these guys. I do need to go ahead and secure this. We're in brace for impact, so we're going to get the best we're going to get there. But this is where having strike craft would have been great.
Underway.
Unfortunately, I do not have that. He's kiting me to a degree here.
We
Okay.
wait your command.
Kiting is not acceptable.
Maximum burn.
We're going to go ahead and burn maximum.
We serve.
Yeah, that's taken out a lot of turrets. So that's taken out all those turrets, which is going to be a real hindrance here for us. Real hindrance. But there's only so much we can do about that. We are going to go ahead and secure this. Yeah. That's causing a shite load of damage. Holy moly.
Engaging engines.
Damn, that was a nasty, nasty tactic.
Your orders?
I didn't realize how much damage that was causing.
Head full.
Yeah, we should have been really making some
Strategic area.
motor in here. Right, they're moving off there, which is good, but we need to get moving. We'll kind of save them there, which is at least something. Right, so I've got that there. Okay, let's turn about.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Need to let the
We serve.
shells rain.
Lock on target.
I should get that brace for impact there. Oh well, might as well get the use out of them.
Engaging engines.
Right, I should have fixed that fire aboard there. That was my bad.
We serve.
Okay. But we need to close that distance.
Course engaged.
Right, fire those torpedoes out that way. Oh, shizer.
Ready.
Okay, well that's bad. I just made that situation even worse. That is my bad. I do not deserve that ship. Shit. Well,
Command.
shit.
Setting course. Your orders? Engaging engines. Understood.
Okay.
Your orders? Enemy sighted. Aye, Admiral.
Oh yeah, she's firing over.
We wait your command.
Oh, she's gone anyway. That's my bad.
Heading acknowledged. One of our ships is gone, sir.
Okay.
Setting course.
Yeah, I mean this is it. I could have done with some fighters here. So let's go brace for impact. I've got to gain that ground back.
Understood. Aye, Admiral. Setting course.
Gotta gain that ground back. Not doing this one too well. Didn't expect all the leaders, of course.
Underway. Setting course.
Brace for impact.
Assault crews report success.
At least we're gaining that ground back now.
Your orders?
Try and force them to jump.
Understood. Ship ready.
Like so.
Underway. We serve.
Right. Over cannon.
Enemy ship crippled by the lightning strike.
Okay.
We serve.
There we are.
Acknowledged. Heading acknowledged.
Right. Get torpedoes going over there.
Assault crews report success.
Keep boarding.
Course engaged. Aye, Admiral.
I'm not doing too bad on the objective game. Obviously, I could have definitely kept an Overlord alive.
Admiral.
But oh well.
Lightning strike successful.
It is what it is, isn't it?
All ahead full.
Hold still.
Engage engines.
Okay.
Your command. Changing course. Your orders?
This is pretty close quarters.
We wait your command.
I might lose a BB due to this.
We wait your command.
It's taking a bunch of damage though, which I'm not happy about. Oh, I should have had brace for impact on.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Okay.
Lock on target.
Oh, I didn't mean lock on.
Boarding teams have crippled the enemy. Ship ready. Enemy sighted.
You have accumulated 20
Taking heavy damage.
Okay.
Reporting success.
Yeah,
Boarding
BB's
action.
definitely taking more damage than I would have hoped for. I'm probably going to lose this game because I lost the BB. Should have had much better control of that. At least I get a boarding off.
Have crippled the enemy.
Should have been much better.
You failed for the last time, Captain.
Yeah, that was my bad there. Should have been much, much better on that.
Destroyed. Cruising speed set.
Should have been much, much better.
Borders have caused internal damage. Initiate emergency repairs. Our borders have caused internal damage. The battle is
But we're not out of it yet. Not out of it yet. Not far from being out of it, but not out of it yet.
boarding teams have crippled the enemy. Understood.
Need to just concentrate fire, and I've not really been concentrating fire very well.
Target locked in.
Okay.
Your orders?
Let's gain some distance.
Away. Bulkheads failing.
Yeah, focus that fire. I don't like all these beams because I'm taking a shitload of damage from that. Holy moly.
Strike
Yeah, that ship's going to go down in a sec. That's causing me a shitload of damage.
Seized a strategic area.
Damn, I meant reload. Keep doing that.
Await your command. Coordinates acknowledged. We serve.
Alright, that's down at least.
Heading acknowledged.
That's fleet, so that doesn't matter.
All ahead, full.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Right, finish that.
Strike successful.
Oops.
Changing course. Cruising speed set. We wait your command. Course engaged.
Could have definitely done this better.
Course engaged.
Those strike craft are a real problem, though.
Maximum burn.
But we are doing damage. I mean, I think we might just about win here. Could have been much, much better handled. I should not have lost the BB.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Definitely not as easy to micro, as you'd imagine.
Aye, Admiral. Underway.
Yeah, that's going to go down there.
Engaging engines.
I mean, we've got a full HP cruiser here. I think we're pretty much good to go. Raises morale. I'm going to go ahead and raise that morale. I can't lose that morale.
Your orders?
I think what we're going to go ahead and do then is lightning strike that guy.
We serve. Initiate emergency
Still got
repair.
shields there. What I'm going to do then is actually take you off course. I'm going to brace for impact. Then ram that bitch. Drive him off course. Drive his firing arc off course.
Cruising speed set.
Then board.
Heading acknowledged.
Turn. Keep broadsides on.
Aye, Admiral.
You need to keep moving. Gonna have you brace for impact just so you can take more hits if possible.
Changing course.
I thought he teleported there.
Reporting
I don't know what he did.
boarding action. Ship ready.
They're taking some oomph though.
Engaging engines.
What I could do is ram again actually.
All ahead, full. Our borders have caused internal damage.
Right there, fleet.
Setting course. Maximum burn.
Let's see. Turn you about.
Cruising speed set.
You need not good.
Acquiring new vector.
I need to kill this thing now. Oh, no you don't.
For the last time, Captain. Engaging
Okay,
engines.
let's finish you off. Lock out those fires.
Begin repairs now.
Could definitely been a lot better.
Acknowledged. Course engaged.
But at least we can finish it. I think that's the last thing. We're ahead on the points game. We've still got the HP. That's a shame about that guy.
Ship destroyed.
Still got that. I've got the HP here. I'm just going to go for reload. Yeah, I'm liking these Grand Cruisers. I feel like these Grand Cruisers do have the oomph to actually maintain battle throughout.
Wait your command.
He's definitely dealing damage, but not enough to really end me.
Changing course.
Get some more borders there. My shields will be up in a second.
Crews report success.
But I'm definitely going to die here to this if I can't deal with it. But we are doing a lot of damage to him. Yeah, I think it just comes down to this last broadside. And that does it.
Accumulated 75% of
Yeah.
strategic points. You are close to victory by strategic points.
That was really well done by him. But I mean, this is it. He invested in his doctrine. He went really heavy on... oh, he's only a low level as the same as me, so that's pretty cool. That's nice. Yeah, he went really hard on having that resurrect 3 troops and that. Oh, that's really cool. That's cool. Yeah, he went heavy on that. Launch bay. Disruption bomb. See, that stops the Necrons from repairing, which is a cool thing. I'm liking how things are turning out at the moment. We've not been really able to play to our best. We know that we're weak to launchers, to squadrons. But then how do I address that? I could address that by potentially picking up a dictator, but then I'm losing out on that firepower. The Overlord is pretty damn good for that firepower. And we have a Mars pattern here, which does have some, I mean, it's too mixed, in my opinion. I think what we need to do is keep the Overlords at a distance and really try to utilize the actual oomph of the Vengeance class. I mean, what's cool about the Vengeance class... Oh, actually, no, everybody has the command skill for that. That's pretty cool. Never mind. How do I feel about the Apocalypse? I can't afford anybody else right now, so I don't think it particularly matters. But we're getting there. I think we need to make sure we keep them at the best. And once this guy is in range, well within range, and essentially knife fire range, what I need to go ahead and do is actually switch him over to like the rapid fire mode, really, to reload. I kept switching things to like lock on by mistake when I meant reload. How do I feel about the auger? I need the auger. Oops. We'll play one more then. We'll play one more. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Yeah. I just need to get better at the micro. I think I don't need to be too concerned about formation, because at the end of the day, things are going to still fire anyway. I think that makes too much of a difference. I think what we need to do is like have the the Vengeance class Overlords, and then the actual BB. We lost a lot of firepower when that BB went down. But you could see once we actually had them firing, we were able to do quite good. I think probably what I should have done is, rather than commit with the Overlords, is I should have had the Overlords actually move towards the Avenger and towards the actual Apocalypse class BB. And let that, like, combined defensive firepower work its magic. But we didn't know. We didn't know that he had... Oh, this is the same guy? Is it the same guy? Yeah, okay, well, at least we know what to expect if it's the same guy. Round 2. I'll let you boogaloo. Yeah, at least we know more about the capabilities of our own ships as well. I think just keep on launching torpedoes as much as we can. At the end of the day, it's useful to have torpedoes. They can definitely cause damage at a distance. He can recover it, though. That's the only problem. Okay. So, if he's playing the same, I think we will keep ourselves pretty close together. Alright, so 3. I think we'll have everybody brace for impact from the start. If he's going for that. It's probably not a bad thing to go for that, really. Now I need to make sure I have things set properly. Yeah, keep a lock on the target. Auto engagement mode. Okay, I guess we'll have that. These guys. I do want to make... Oh, that looks like a bug. Doesn't it? Is this weapon? That's a cool weapon. Right, let's go. Launch that.
Understood.
Now, I am braced for impact, so this doesn't matter. I don't think it particularly... He's got 4 ships again, so I think we are going up against pretty much the same fleet. That looks like the escort there. I think we need to take out that escort. I think that's a big thing to do there. Now... think we'll go for it. Let's see. Yeah, looks like I'm getting like a visual bug here in the actual things. I think we go ahead and... yeah. He's gonna know what we have. We know what he has. We know what's gonna go up here. So let's go for it, man. We know that any time we give him his time, it brings those guys in. So let's avoid that. Let's get in there. Let's get mean. Get green. Become the machine. No, we're not playing the Mechanicus this time.
Heading acknowledged. Engaging engines. Enemy sighted.
Right, fire those.
Setting course. Your orders?
Right, turn to side. Really need to take that down. Yeah, row well.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Row well and loose the hogs of war.
Course engaged.
I mean, the good thing is as well, if we can actually take down his squadrons, that is going to cause him some damage.
Enemy sighted.
Right. It is going to do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. But there's only so much we can do about that. We're doing the best thing that we can do right now. Right, have that there.
Ship ready.
So just hold up there, I want to keep that fire on.
Your orders?
Right, move.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Right, they're returning.
Changing course. Aye, Admiral.
I want to get more central here.
Cruising speed set.
Right, let's get moving.
Underway.
Well, we managed to knock out a couple of them. Not that many. Not that many. Obviously, he's winning the objective game here. We'll take this objective as we move through it, I imagine. I've just got to get in there. I've really got to narrow down the range. I've got to get to a point where I can actually force him
Heading acknowledged.
to... Well, he can teleport, but still be within range is essentially what I'm thinking here. Right, I was going to capture that pretty easily. Right, he's turning into us, which is fantastic here. Let's go ahead and bait that out.
Aye, Admiral.
You have seized a strategic area.
Yeah, like he's teleported there. That's fine by me.
Engaging engines. All ahead, full.
Augur. Let's catch up a bit there. Yeah, get you into the center of the formation.
Cruising speed set.
And at least like this, we are maintaining the maximum amount of firepower on these enemy strike craft. It is going to hurt. There's no way we can not make it hurt, but we're doing the best we can. We have the actual Overlords here to actually engage with their Lancers at distance, so at least that's some damage. But yeah, he's targeting another Grand Cruiser. Well, he's targeting the Grand Cruiser there, so at least we have that going for us. We have the turrets firing there, so at least that's something. It's damage that's coming in there. Let's go ahead and fire those torpedoes. I'm really conscious of not hitting my own ships. I know he's going to move, but I'm trying to really force him into moving, essentially. I want to try and steer him in the direction of us, and then we'll be able to soon drop the actual stuff that we need. Like, he's going to find it much harder this time, because we are wise to his shit.
Acknowledged.
So what I'm going to do there is force him off course. Like, see, he's turning into us now.
We serve.
Okay.
Lock
So we're
on
going to turn.
target. We serve.
Have these guys,
Changing course.
and then they're going to close in. So I'm going to get in there with some boarding. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. That second one's going to hurt.
Underway.
Right, at least we force him to move there, I guess. Damn, 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 damn. Damn, micro's hard sometimes. I was like trying to find the actual right control. Right, it's focused there. That was my bad. I really microed that badly.
Engaging engines. Boarding teams have crippled the enemy.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Underway.
What I'll do here then.
Acknowledged.
Damn, those overlords take a lot of damage from that. It's crazy.
Understood.
Like, I should have not wasted that opportunity, but I really wasted that opportunity. That was really bad.
Aye, Admiral. Course engaged.
I know Strikecraft do a hell of a lot of damage.
Setting course. We wait your command. Aye, Admiral. Coordinates acknowledged.
At least we've got this one to target.
Your orders?
So let's put everything into that.
Your orders?
But even then, they're still tough.
We serve. Engaging engines. Course engaged.
Right, brace for impact.
We serve. Ship ready.
Damn, no torpedoes.
Assault crews report success. Changing course. We wait your command. Changing course.
Right,
Reloading.
got to reload.
We
I'm definitely not doing as good this time.
Lightning strike successful. Maximum burn. Ship ready. Heading acknowledged.
Right, let's keep stacking that.
Aye, Admiral.
Stack those boards.
Underway. Cruising speed set. Our borders have caused internal damage.
Okay.
Lightning strike successful. Setting course. Your orders? Brace for impact.
Yeah, that's taking way too much damage.
Course engaged.
Some re-execution, but I need those fires out. So let's get the fires out.
Begin repairs now.
Yeah, these Necrons are hard to take out.
Ship ready. Reporting successful boarding action.
Like, I've definitely not done it well this time round. Yeah, they're really nasty. It's a bit of a, I don't know, it's kind of like annoying, but hey, it is what it is.
Full. Understood.
I should have been like using my Nova Cannon and really like playing it off at a distance, but there's not much I can really do about that distance, I think.
Engaging engines. Brace for impact. Engaging target. We wait
Oops.
your command.
God damn, some of these controls are hard to use.
Cruising speed set.
Like, I'm clicking it, it's just not doing what I want.
Setting course.
Is this lag? I feel like this is lag. I think this is lag.
Aye, Admiral.
Yeah, I think that's lagging.
Aye, Admiral.
Nasty. I think I'd have lost that one in the end there. But that definitely looks like lag. I think these Necrons are really hard to deal with. I think what we've got now isn't the right thing to deal with it. I think what we'd really need... yeah, it looks like lag there. That's kind of a shame. I think what we'd really need is something to deal with like the Strikecraft.
We
The
wait your
Overlords... I don't know. Is the game actually working? This isn't right.
Acknowledged.
I've just got to focus on the fire and I won't focus on the fire. So this was not a good game. Yeah, because Necrons. Yeah, keep me out there. So that's a shame. So I learned a lesson there. I think what we need to do then is be more aware than of Strikecraft. But I mean, we've definitely seen the danger they pose. So, I mean, in this case then, how would we alter this to be better? I mean, this is it, isn't it? I mean, would we drop an Exorcist in there? I mean, what I could do then is potentially get some Cobras. I could get quite a few Cobras in there. At least then that gives me the ability to harass, chase. We can capture targets, of course. I think the main thing is that we're going to suffer with is obviously just, yeah, we're very vulnerable to that. I think we'd have lost that second game. There might have been a chance for us to win it. I don't think it would have been really high. Could have been, but I don't think so. Yeah, the difficulty is I should have really been utilizing the Apocalypse. I should have had the Apocalypse stay off at a distance. It's hard to really remember that sometimes. You should always like trying to struggle for maneuver. I mean, if I left that guy, he'd have been really caught out. The issue is we had to engage because, yeah, sure, we had the range to engage, but then he had that range of the strike craft. And because I wasn't able to take those strike craft out, he was just going to keep coming back in. Maybe I could have tanked that, and maybe he would have eventually run out of strike craft, but I don't think it would have happened like that. Nasty strategy. Nasty. Worked. Don't get me wrong, that definitely worked. I mean, we did have a lot of defense turrets. Even the Overlords have 15, so there's a lot of defense turrets. It's just, yeah, we weren't able to put down enough damage. And I think that's where we suffered. At least with the Exorcist, we'd have the Fielding Interceptors. Not many, don't get me wrong, not many. But their job really would be to play Nursemaid, I guess. Or do I even drop the Exorcist and go for an Emperor? Excuse me, sorry. No, I don't know, it's a tough one here, isn't it? And it's just the macros. And they're 9k. The Emperor has the same amount of launch space, but it has a heavy macro plasma. And it has the heavy macro turrets. I don't know. I could go for a second Apocalypse, but then I might just... I don't know, maybe a second Apocalypse, perhaps. Because I can actually manage that points-wise, which is kind of cool. It doesn't fix the issue of the... Strikecraft, though, that's a problem. It's nice and all. It really does help us out with the firepower, but... And it helps us out with the range, but then am I really gaining much? Because I don't have much of the way of macro. I do have 2 Novas, and I'm not a big fan of the Nova. I kind of feel like... They are very important, but I feel like they're a little bit gamey sometimes. But they are what they are. And I could put some Dictators in there, but can I really afford... Can I afford 2 Dictators? I could afford 2 Dictators. But then... What am I gaining from that versus an Exorcist? The Exorcist has 2 macro batteries. Sorry, 4 macro batteries. And has the same amount of launch bays. I mean, I'm gaining a second cruiser. So arguably, I'm gaining more HP in total. They both have torpedoes, which is nice. I do need to have torpedo capability, so that's pretty good to have. See, the Vengeance class can really do a lot of damage. It's just got to get in there. So maybe this is my brawler. This is my more like standoffish. Obviously, it is a standoffish, so that could stink. Yeah, that could stick around with the Apocalypse. The Cobras could go and do like Cobra shit. I could even get like Firestorms in there, but then again, this is it. It's like the Firestorm does have that Light Lance, which is decent. Don't get me wrong, that's some consistent damage, but is it really enough to? No, then again, if I've got these guys, might as well go for them. But then I got the identification range of the Cobras. That's something to bear in mind, and they're faster too. They both have torpedoes. At least that one could actually contribute in a more meaningful way. Not much. Not much indeed. Right. I don't know. I'd have to see how I felt about the 8 Dictators. See, this is it. I lose that assault as well. That's the problem. I could go for a Dauntless 2. Oh, I can't go for Dauntless 2. Right. And I could get an Emperor in there. And we still have range with the heavy plasma. I've still got that. I've got the launch base. At least I can take that. It's more defense turrets. Versus an Exorcist. I'm gaining another 400 HP. Another 200 shields. They do have an identification range too, and they do have a scanner ability, the sensor ability, sorry, which is nice. But then it's like, it's very slow, isn't it? 120, they are slow. No, actually, no, these guys are a bit faster. Yeah, 160, yeah, that explains it. Yeah, of course they're faster. Yeah, that Emperor's slow as hell. Oh, hang on a second, the Retribution class is faster. Ah. Hang on a sec. Maybe I take a Retribution as the lead man, because I didn't realise that was faster. Yeah, that increase there of 40 speed makes a big old difference, because that means I can keep everybody together there. That works out nicely. So maybe we'll go with an Exorcist, which is 160. And I'd love to get another Avenger in there. Yeah, so I lose, for the launch base, I lose the Lancers. This guy has a plasma macro lance turret. I think I'd get... But then for the Exorcist. Can't do 2 Mars patterns. Damn. Well, actually, maybe I could do that. But I'm losing out on a cruiser then, aren't I? Oh, wow, okay. Well, maybe we'll do that then. So I gain a Retribution, which can keep up. We've got the Dauntless, which is faster. We've got the Cobra. But then do I really want a Cobra? Do I really want a Dauntless? Because it's like, for that price, I could have like another cruiser. I could have like a Gothic. Or even like a Luna. It's nice, but I think I've got to commit to it. If I'm going cruise, if I'm going heavy, I've got to go heavy. Damn, I wanted an Avenger in there. Oh, wow, look at that. So I could, for 1 point spare, I could have a Gothic in there. I mean, this is I mean, it's still range, don't get me wrong, but it's still range. We're lacking on the... Oh, not lacking. We've still got the heavy lance batteries. So we've still got that, like, heavy lance battery range. And the big thing is we can actually keep up with each other. So I guess we'll try that one next time. But I'm going to say a big thank you here. I should have been doing lots of revision, but I'm going to go do that now. So thank you very much for watching. So arigato gozaimasu. Oyasumi nasai. Do go ahead and follow me here on Twitch if you'd like to do that, if you're not already doing that. Do let me know if you'd like to see more Battlefleet Gothic in the future. It's been fun. It's been very interesting. We do have a bunch of other races to even try. I've never tried any of these ones really properly yet. I played a little bit of Drukhari. Drukhari is very interesting. They're very difficult to play though. Take some time to get used to. But Imperial Navy is always fun. I like the Imperial Navy. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys. I shall see you guys next time.